Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you may be. We always have Christmas cards left over at the end of the year. And what do we do with them? Pop them in the recycling bin, just throw them away in general trash. Well, but what if you could make good use of them? Okay. So what I do is I make tags, and I'm going to show you how to do those today, or how I go about doing it. First of all, I'll find a little card that I quite like. I quite like these bunnies. I make sure there's no writing on the other side, because obviously you don't want the writing where people have sent messages of, for Christmas. So I just do rough cut, take off all the excess, and then all that goes into the recycling pile. And I'll do this going through various cards. Quite like the robins here. Just make sure nothing's written on the other side. Try and keep a little bit more in there. Probably get 2 out of that one. Let's see. Now we've got some embossed ones. You can still write on this as a tag. Not sure how much I'll do with that one, so I'm just going to go around in a big circle, just getting rid of all the excess that I don't need. Okay. I've got lots to go through, but I'll just show you 1 or 2 for the time being. Okay, partridge in a pear tree, make a nice tag. So basically you do this all through all of your Christmas cards. Have a massive big pile. So then you've got to decide on your shape of your tag, how much you want to have in the actual tag itself. So I'm going to make a tag out of this one to show you what I mean. So I have 2 pairs of scissors that do fancy edging. I've got this one that does like a scallopy edge. Let's see if you can see this. Okay. And then I've got a pair of old dressmaker's pinking shears. These used to be my mum's from many years ago, when she used to make her own dresses. Not very sharp now for material, but obviously we can use these for cutting our card today. So I should imagine these are, well, they're older than me, because my mum made her wedding dress using these. So, very old. So I'm going to use this particular shape today. So I'm going to start with trying to figure out where I need to make my design and how, what sort of shape design card I want. So I'm just going to start with just going with my instincts as to where I want to go. Okay, so I think I'm going to trim off, because you want to sort of keep everything neat and not quite so tight. This is how I just get rid of the excess, and then I'm going to start trimming with the nice shears. When I go back into the the triangle shape, I try and line up so that the little peaks sort of match up. Can't always do that, but the reason I'm leaving this tree trunk on is because I need somewhere to put my ribbon. So I just need to line this last piece up. Don't quite like that little bit there, so just line it up. So now I've got my own designer tag. So what I do with my tag then is I put a hole in the end, just using a general everyday hole punch. Just in the end. So now I have my hole in my tag. Once I've got the hole in my tag, I can decide then what colour ribbon to use. Can go with baby pink or some white. We have some silver. I have some gold here. I think there's some gold in the actual. And just decide which colour that you want. I mean, I have varying shades of colours to choose from. And you just decide which one that you want to use with regards, I've got some silver tucked in there, which colour you'd like to use. As your attachment piece of ribbon that's already on the package, or it can be trimmed and just stuck using the ribbon itself. So what I do is I just fold it, making sure that both sides are equally together. And then I just put the loop through and then feed the tails through the loop. So there I have a tag, which I can either tie on or tape on. I've cut that a bit long, but so there we have a Christmas tag. I do have some tags that I've already cut out. Painstaking job. Lots of different sizes and shapes, from big to little ones. So I'm going to pause the video here just so that I can get some made up and show you what I've done. Hope you enjoyed that quick time lapse. Probably made you feel a little bit giddy. I just wanted to give you a little bit of viewing of what I'm actually doing. So just working my way through these cards, cutting the edges into some fancy pattern. And I think the straight edge is a little bit boring. I mean, you can keep some by and have them plain, but I think a nice little edge just makes it a little bit frosty. I think now what I'm going to do is I'll leave these ones till later, and I'm going to go ahead and hole punch these guys ready for putting the ribbons on. So as I said, you just need to locate where you want to put your hole. And give a little click. So I've got my hole just on there. Okay, so I'm gonna go through these. Just decide where you want your ribbon to come out from. And pop in your little hole. Obviously you don't want to put it right on the face of the robin, for example. So you've got to do a little bit of deciding, you know, how you want it to fall when it's on the package. I've done this sort of thing with old Christmas cards for absolute years. My mum started me off. It was because things were so expensive, you know, and if you were short of a few bob, at least old Christmas cards, you could recycle. I've just changed it up, put it in the middle of that one. Just recycle old Christmas cards, and then you've got tags for when you want to send Christmas cards and, you know, have a little bit of something special on there. And at no expense, other than a little bit of time to cut them out. If you didn't have ribbon, you could just apply these with a little bit of sellotape or fancy Christmas tape. Do I have any in here? Yeah. So all I would do is just take off a little bit of tape, pop that on there, and then pop that on my present. So then you can just lift it up and go, oh, that's for Tommy, or that's for whoever. So, you know, you don't have to use ribbon. A little bit of tape goes a long way. As you see, there's all sorts of varying sizes. Now, for example, I would probably use this on some big present, maybe like a child's Christmas bike, you know, the bike they have for Christmas, or, you know, that huge main present. And, you know, a big package demands a big label. And as you saw earlier, we can do little tiny ones. So you can make your labels any size that you want, or your tags, I should say. And then the final one for this section. Okay, as you see, I've still got all those cards to do and all these here. So now we're on to the ribbon section. So I'm just going to go and line up my ribbons as to which, so I've got some, you know, I can look at them and pick them quickly. And decide which ones I want to use. So I'm just going to load up my table. There we go. You don't always have to use this paper tape. You can actually use, if you require, proper ribbon if you wanted to go out and do a little bit more fancy or expensive. Obviously I have lots of paper ribbon that I want to use up, which, believe it or not, I actually purchased at a car boot sale. The whole lot here cost me 10p. So, you know, you've got to make it work for you so that you are saving money, and you know, not everything is going to break the bank, because you know, obviously this goes back to when I was younger and my mum was trying to save money, and you know, she taught me how to save money myself, so I'm just passing on a little bit of my mum's knowledge and things that she used to do when she was trying to save a few quid. Okay, so I'm going to take my first length of ribbon, as I said before, bend it in half, feed it through, poke your tail through the loop and give it a gentle pull. And that is, you can give it, as this is like paper effect ribbon, you can just give it a little squeeze just to make sure that the end stays flat. So when that's attached to your parcel, you can write on the back to Gran or whoever, and you have a nice little label there, free of charge, basically. The card was sent you. You might have some thin ribbon. You can use string. You can use wool. Anything really that you may have laying around. In my craft box upstairs, I do have loads of wool and bits and pieces, so I could ordinarily use that. But I quite like this Christmas ribbon that I got from the car boot. So I'm going to stop here, and then I will put you on to another time lapse so you can watch while I just tag these up properly. I've got a load of tags here now that I've made up. So generally, I know a lot of hairiness going on here, but what I do is, like with this here, this is an old shortbread tin, a little bit of a Christmassy scene on it. So I'm going to use this tin to pop in all my bits and pieces of tags and what have you that I've just made, and this will be my Christmas tag box. So basically just pop them all in there, and then that's all ready then for next Christmas when I do more gifts, or if I get a lot, because I seem to have an awful lot of Christmas cards at the moment. What I do is I will leave them like this with the hole in, and then I will give to friends, family, whoever would like to have cheap and cheerful but meaningful gift tags. So I hope you enjoyed my little craft session with regards to making Christmas tags out of old Christmas cards. I hope I've inspired a few of you to go ahead and do that maybe next year if you've already recycled your cards. Yeah, enjoy. Okay, I will see you next time. Thank you, bye. Okay, little bit of a bonus just to tag on to the end of this video. I have some scrap Christmas paper left over from packaging. You can use it off of anything that, you know, if you save your wrapping paper. It's quite cost effective these days, so it's not a problem. This is just a chocolate box which has some really cool little drawers in there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this and with some Christmas paper, and then hopefully it will be a nice addition as a little decoration to go on the table, and I can put in some Christmas sweeties or whatever next year. So I'm going to put you on a time lapse so that we can see, just watch me basically put this together. Okay. So here is your finished box. To put a few bits and bobs in, doesn't matter what, but basically just a little trinket box made out of some rubbish you'd ordinarily just throw into the dustbin. So I hope you enjoyed watching. See you next time. Bye.